Hello everybody and welcome to Farm Manager 2018. This is a demo of the upcoming game. This has been sent to me by PlayWay for me to just have a go on. And well, basically I've had a good play on the free mode, and to be honest I've actually really enjoyed it. Now what I need to say first of all is this is purely a farm managing game rather than a tractor driving kind of game. It isn't like a normal farming game you've probably played in the past. In fact, it's nothing like it at all. It's actually very unique and I do like it. Although it does have a slight resemblance to The Sims, but obviously this is like a farm tractory kind of version. So it's not like building a family, it's building a farm. But I think it works very well. Now what we're going to do is get straight into it. So we're going to go into the free mode. You can also do the scenario at this stage, but I think the free mode is probably going to be better for us. So farm name. I think I can think of a good name. We'll call it Dagwin Farms, if we can do. So there we go. Good. I think everything else can stay as it is. In fact, I don't think you can even change it. Oh, you can. You can do. We'll keep it at medium. The money seems to... Yeah, we'll just keep it at 750. We'll keep everything in a happy medium position. Let's apply it and let's go. Okay, so here we are. So let's just take a look at the heads-up display first of all. He is going to start writing this text here, but we'll ignore it for the time being. Basically, we can change the speed here. We can even pause time. We've got the date. We have got the temperature, the season. We also have our money up here. If you press the plus button, you can basically, it's like a wish list or a watch list. So you can apply a resource which you desperately require so you don't forget that you need it. You can put it on there. At the bottom here, you can build all of your things. You can buy any kind of product. So this is the field button. You can create a field with this, which we'll do in a minute or two. You can build a road. You can install buildings, you can put buildings up. When I say buildings, it can be anything. It can be anything from a hedge to a proper building, like a warehouse or the farm itself. For example, this here is, let's just see what that is. I'm not actually too sure what that is. I think it might be is it a farmhouse? I don't know, but we'll come on to that in a minute or two. We have the economy, but we can't do that just yet, because we don't have the owner's building, but we're about to build one. We have the machines market where you can buy tractors. You can also buy implements and stuff. They're not branded, but they really don't need to be, and you'll see why in a minute or two. We also have the market where you can buy and sell things like milk, eggs, anything which you require, as well as seed, because you're going to need some seed and fertilizer for your land. The warehouse where you can store stuff. Which again we're going to build in a minute or two, and this is to demolish things, which obviously we're not going to do at this stage. So it says, hey, I don't know if you remember me, I'm Adam. We went to school together. Your father asked me to help you a little at the farm and suggest what to look out for. Can I show you where the most important things are? Well, I'm actually going to say no to this because I don't need help. I've already played the game. So yes, let's just go straight into it. The farm owner's house we need to build. So if we click this, we can press build, and then we can select where on here we want to build it. And I think probably fairly centrally will be the best thing. If you go too close to trees, they will be cut down. Luckily we didn't cut them down with this, so that is good. Now it doesn't just appear straight away. There is going to be a truck which will bring the materials to build it. It's not like this thing which just spawns in the middle of the land. So that will be on its way. It takes half an hour or so in game time. Now we also need to build a house for the permanent employees, and we're probably only going to have a few to begin with, but we still need to build them a house. So if we go into buildings, we should be able to, somewhere in one of these categories, create, there you go, a house. Now they have different sizes. That's for seasonal employees with a number of 24 beds. This one is permanent with 8 beds, and the one which we have, which we can't actually get there, is the farmhouse, because we've already got it. So we'll put this up. It can be very close to the main farm. There we go. Here is the first truck with the materials to build both of these buildings. There should be 2 coming actually. I think I can see the second one just over here. So now that is done, all we have to do is wait for it to be completed. So I'll speed up time. And you can see it's unloading its materials obviously at a fairly high speed because we're playing at ×3. The building is now built. They can remove the fencing, and that is a success. We get $8,000, and the reason why we get $8,000 is because if you do certain things in a time period given to you, you can actually get rewards from the bank, which is definitely worth doing. Here is the service truck for this building as well, the house. We don't need to see it build, so we'll just speed up time. and it'll be done in no time at all. And there we go. And because it's done, we will probably get a reward if we were supposed to. We were. The offer from the Labour Office: hire any employee before the 29th of the 7th, 2018, which obviously is fairly easy to do, and get a $1,000 reward. So we're going to do that. This is a very good way of actually getting money, or getting money off doing things at an early stage. I don't think this will apply in the scenario mode or the campaign mode. This is because we're playing freely, but I think I probably prefer the free mode anyway. So what we need to do is hire somebody. Now, you do have a few things to look out for when you hire people. You don't want to just go for anybody because they're cheap. They're obviously different amounts you have to pay them, but that's because they have different skill levels. For example, Matthew here, he's expensive because he is very good at looking after plants, and he is also very good at manufacturing. Whereas, for example, Jared here, sorry to pick you out, Jared, but he only has a 1 out of 5 skill of beekeeping and not a lot else. So we need to go for somebody sort of in the middle, happy medium sort of thing. At this stage we're going to be doing plants and tractor driving pretty much, so they don't have to be that skilled at tractor driving. For example, just here, Tristan Burkitt, he could be a very good person to go for, but not limited to him. Maybe we could go for Jasper here, or Peter, or well, anybody. You can actually go for anybody. They have different skill levels. It just means they'll do a job more efficiently, I think. So let's just go for somebody. What's that one there? That's the manufacturing. Right, okay, well, it's too expensive. So we'll just go with... We could go for Alan. Or Tristan. There we go. He can be housed there. We've done it, which means we should get a reward for doing that, $1,000. Yep, train any worker to level 5 before the 31st of the 7th to get a $1,000 reward. This will be very good for us, and the reason why it will be very good for us is purely because it means that we're going to have somebody who is much more skilled, but at the same time we get money back for training them up, and actually we only have to spend $1,800 to do this because they're almost at 5 anyway, so that should have completed that. Max level for machinery. Now that is very good. So we're going to keep that worker, and really I think we shouldn't rush into doing anything because you can get, like I say, these rewards if you wait for them to appear. So as we have nothing to do, I'll just speed up time briefly, and hopefully another perk sort of thing will appear. I'm hoping there'll be one for planting a field or creating a field or something, because that would be very useful for us. Anyway, it is the spring, as you can see here. Right. Unique offer in the bank. Take credit for 3rd of the 8th, 2018, and the bank will return you part of the money. Right, okay, so I don't think we need to do that, but if we wanted to, then of course we could do it. It's 10 degrees. 10 degrees now. Yeah, I don't think we want to do it. So I'll reject that. Hopefully it'll make way for another one. But when this is all finished, when you have finally started to manage your farm properly, it will be a fully productive farm. Greenhouses, fields, everything. Warehouses, tons of stuff. Right. I'm hoping we're going to get something for us to do here. I might create a field anyway, because we're going to probably create 2 fields. So the first one, I'm going to put at the back here. Now this one is going to be roughly 1 hectare. That should be fine. And we're going to have tractors. Now you don't have to have tractors. You can go out with a watering can and water the entire field. Obviously you'd have to get a worker to do it, but that is something that you can do. Now because these fields are going to be fairly big, and yeah, we've only got 1 worker, we're going to have to buy machinery straight away. I'm going to go for used machinery. I think it is subject to change what there is in stock. For example, at the moment you can see there's no tractor. So we're going to have to buy the tractor new, which is fine because it isn't too expensive. It's actually only 45,000. We've got 646,000. But now you can see we don't have a garage for it, so we're going to have to build the garage first as well. It can go anywhere at all. So we'll get that built. Another service truck will appear. It'll build it, and then we can finally get tractors so that we can do work on the land. We're going to have to buy a plough. We're going to have to get a drill. We're going to have to get some seed and fertilizer. and probably a cultivator too. So, just like any game, you are starting from the bottom and working up. Probably quite hard to appreciate everything exactly if you're not actually the person playing this, but hopefully you're getting a good idea of what it's actually like. I'm going to have to speed up time just because it's going to take a while for the service truck to come. The material truck. But you can zoom fully in if you'd like to. So you can see this is our farmhouse. Very nice farmhouse as well. Nice garden. And that is the house for the workers. You can see the grass is quite long. So here it is, bringing the materials to build our garage. And I think it should turn off and it should drive over the grass whenever it feels appropriate. Probably about here. There it goes. So that can now go over here. And this is our work site. So you should again see the materials appearing here, ready for it to be built. Here it is. There you go, the concrete's appearing, sand and stuff. Speed up time a bit. And then now they've got the materials it should build. It is just basically a concrete pad. So now we can buy the tractor. Here it is. Put it on the parking. The rest of the stuff we're going to get used. You can actually repair stuff though, so you can fix up an old machine. So we're going to go with a plough, because that is the first job that needs to be done. It does have to be delivered here, it doesn't just randomly appear. And we're going to have the... well, we get the seed in new. Probably best to. What did that say? Just before I almost clicked buy. Purpose. Seed, I think it's saying. Oh no, that's produce for the pumpkins. Must be careful. Let's just see here. There we go, seed drill. That's right. That's for the other crop types. So it does have a built-in rotary harrow, which allows for sowing directly after ploughing, so we don't have to get a cultivator if we don't want to. So the dealership will deliver that for us. I think everything else is alright as it is. I don't think we need to get anything else, although a sprayer. A scrap sprayer. Yeah, nice. Actually says scrap. I don't think that is a good idea, especially for that price. That is fairly expensive. So instead we could get a fertilizer spreader for 3,000. That seems like a really good deal. We'll buy that. Of course we do have a limit. We have a restriction on how many machines we can put on the garage area. But I think that is going to do. We must make sure we have enough space for the combine, enough money for the combine at 200,000. So this is, I think this is actually our tractor. The implements will be delivered on the tractor too. There it is. Here comes the next tractor. And several other tractors after it because we've bought so much stuff. The tractors will go home afterwards. There's the plough. And then it'll be the drill. And then it'll be the spreader. That one's parked in its space. Nice. Okay, let's just speed up time. There's the plough. Here is the drill. We have lots of stuff. And the spreader. And now it's raining. Great. Well, I think what we'll have to do is we'll have to plough this field. You can choose a hand tool if you want a worker to do it by hand, which we don't. So instead we're going to have to buy... We're going to have to use the tractor, and we're going to have to use the worker with the plough. Accept the job, and it should... Well, the worker should come out of his house, just over here. And he should grab the tractor, hitch onto the plough, and plough the field. And we go from there, basically. The farm will just keep expanding. Try and get rid of this rain. Yeah, not the nicest of days, unfortunately. But this is the time to be doing stuff, because it is the spring. So we'll leave them to it. We've got a mini-map as well, if you want to use it. At this stage I really don't need to be using it, but we might as well just have it open. Right, I just slowed the time down, because he's about to go home again, and obviously he's got much more to do. But he doesn't know that, of course. We're going to tell him that we have much more to do. We actually don't have anything more for him to do. Oh dear. Now we do, much to his delight, fertilizing, cultivating. We need to do sowing, but I think it's shaded in because we don't have the seed. So I'm going to have to get some seed. As you can see here, everything is empty, so we can't choose a resource, but we can buy a resource. I don't want to buy apples, so we're going to have to buy the correct resource, which will be wheat. We'll plant wheat, so we'll buy that. You don't have a proper warehouse, so you're going to have to build one. Of course, at this stage, everything needs to be built. I think, as most of the traffic comes from this direction, and it doesn't really need to be within the main complex, we'll put it over there. We'll get that built very quickly, and then we can get the worker to drill. It's actually not a bad thing that he's not doing it now because it's raining. It should stop momentarily. It's been raining for a few days, actually. Now, when things are going smoother, you wouldn't be making the time pass as fast. It's just because we've got loads of stuff to build. Right. In fact, what I will do is I'll create another field. We'll have a good long one just over there. That is a huge field. That would have cost a fortune. Anyway, at least we can get the worker on the go again, and they can do a bit more ploughing. I'm not saying we don't need to get another worker, because we do. Right, he's going to be doing that. But of course, the more workers we have, the more expensive it'll be. Who should we go for? Right, they're really good at strength. So if we wanted manual work, Scott would be the person to go for. Ari would be good for... Actually, yeah, not bad, but yeah. Yeah, not bad. Let's just see here. That would be the orchards, that's apples and stuff. Yeah, I think we will. We'll go with her. Right, we'll hire that. Good. So if a used tractor comes up, I think we'll buy it, because then we can have obviously 2 tractors on the go. We don't necessarily require it, it's just, yeah, we can do. Many statistics as well if you're ever interested. Staff list is there. They seem happy enough. Additional missions are here. We've succeeded with them. And we can get a loan, but we really don't need to. And there is our money. Yay, it's gone down dramatically because we've bought loads of stuff. There is a history of everything you've bought and sold. Buying land. If you cannot fit into your current land, you can always extend your farm to the surrounding areas. The opportunity to buy additional land is only available if you own a host building on level 2 or higher. So obviously we can't do it at the moment. You can upgrade the owner's building. The average owner's building gives access to all of the features of the small owner's house, land purchase options, auto trade every week, and fields of maximum size of 75 by 75 meters. So it's very expensive, but it will have its benefits eventually. Training. Yeah, so you can do loads of stuff here to expand. Again though, it can be quite expensive. Okay, so the tractor is ploughing. Doing a decent job. And our other worker, I think, yeah, she's not doing anything at the moment because there's nothing she can do. Is there a used tractor? No, but I know that they do come up because I've seen them before. Okay, right, well we'll get that done. Get the ploughing done as quickly as possible because we really do need to get the seed in the ground. It's quite a big field I've put there. So far it's taken 2 days to plough. But there is still plenty of the spring left to go, so we'll be fine. Right, so once that is put away we can actually select the drill. They both do need to be drilled. So we'll choose our seed. Okay, so we have got our delivery of seed just over here. This is why we couldn't drill the field before. So we now have, I think, 3 bags of wheat seed has been delivered. Which shouldn't have been too expensive. But we can now choose machines. We can choose the type, which is this one here. The tractor. The worker. It'll have to be RE because obviously he's a bit tired. And the drill. Accept it. And yeah, she should come out of the house. And do the work. Hopefully. Let's just zoom in. Okay, so it should all begin. It should all start. So our wheat field should appear very soon. Filling it with seed. Coming back to the field. And yeah, it's like a power harrow and drill. Does it change texture? I'm not too sure. Bearing in mind this is still a demo. But anyway, that's how that works. We can also put a greenhouse up, which I think would be a wise idea because it gives you money daily. You get daily money. So if we choose, I think it's miscellaneous just here, £5,000 to put them up. It doesn't want to sort of take over space where a field could be, so you wouldn't put a field in here. So we'll put one there. And as they're not too expensive and produce money, we'll put another one up. I should not have selected that. Right, so you can see on here, plus 50 a month. That's what you get for them. So if you had quite a few, it would add up. Again, the well you require, because you can't actually irrigate the fields without the water. And well, if you're doing it with a watering can by hand, then they'll definitely need a well very close by. A scarecrow, a place to rest, flower pots. So you can decorate as well. Manure storage, small warehouse, a barn. Lots of different uses. Is that a milk silo as well? Oh no, it's for grain, sorry. And yeah, I think we've already seen the other stuff. That's for silage, other crops. This is for animals. We've got the medium cow shed, a poultry shed. This is for cows as well. And then these we can't actually buy, I don't think, because we need to have training. There goes the tractor, back for more seed. It's going to crash. It's going to crash. Oh, that's close. But then if you get what I mean, but it's got like a Sims feel about it. Unless it's just me. Anyway, yes, we must put the extra greenhouse up. There we go. And things are starting to work. Look, you can see it's all working. But we have crows. We do have crows. And that's going to reduce our profits. So we're going to have to get rid of them. And as we know, the best way of getting rid of them is by putting a scarecrow up. So it costs money, but then the money which we save through the crops which haven't been destroyed would be worth it. Goodbye, crow. Yes. So that field is done. If she's not too tired, she can do the other field as well. Let's just see. Choose that. We should have enough. I thought we would have had enough. But apparently not. We need more. So we can't actually continue until more wheat has been delivered. The greenhouse is coming on nicely just over here. The frame is up. And this one obviously hasn't started at all. The materials are on their way. I think we'll just increase speed again. We're progressing through the season. Ah, here we go. Delivery. And that one's finished. So that needs to be done. Now you can actually upgrade it for £1,000 if you want it to auto water, which I would say is worth it because obviously it's always going to need to be watered. So there we go. We also need to cultivate it as you would do normally. Accept that. And yeah, then you can plant your tomatoes or whatever it is that you'd like to do. He's going to come over and dig the soil over with a spade. Okay, so here is the wheat delivery. Just pulled up. So now there should be enough, as long as our driver isn't tired, there should be enough now for it to be drilled. So if I choose that, the tractor, the drill, and oh, she does need to sleep really. Right, I'll give it some time. How's this field doing over here? Probably needs to be fertilised. Actually, it's looking alright, but it does need to be fertilised, so we'll have to get an order in for some fertiliser as well. So the market, I think, is the place where we can go to. Of course, we can use manure if we actually had the cows. Okay, so I think we need the chemical fertiliser, from what I can gather. So it's going to be quite expensive. Get a bit of that. So that is now on the way. The price is currently quite low. I mean, if you watch your prices here, you can get some good deals. You have to select each item, and you can see at the moment that is very low. Whereas other stuff, it's on the increase. So if we go on to seeds, apple tree, that's low. But other things, such as the tomatoes, they're high. Now you can see in the greenhouse here, he's actually doing a very good job at cultivating the ground. He's digging it over by hand. So as soon as that is done, he can go to bed, and then the next day he can come back and he can plant it. But it will auto water, which is good. Okay, so we're going to be playing the waiting game now. 15 degrees. Right, there is the delivery of fertiliser. Now it appears actually this field does not want to be fertilised, it actually wants to be sprayed with insecticide or pesticide or whatever, and ideally it's going to need to be watered soon. I mean, at the moment the soil humidity is fairly high. It doesn't want to be off the scale because otherwise the seed is going to rot, but yes, we do need a sprayer as well as a fertiliser spreader. So just this isn't good enough. You do have to actually have everything. You have to do it properly. We are farm managers. We have to manage the farm correctly. So I don't think we actually have enough space for the sprayer, which is unfortunate. Just see here. And they're pretty expensive as well. Like I say, that you can repair them, but for a used one at, well, 10,000, that is expensive. We could go for the 20,000. How much is it new? 20,000. Okay, we'll buy it new if we can do. But yep, there is no space. So we'd have to build another garage, which we'll do in the next episode. But I think we're going to leave it here because I'd like to know what everybody else thinks of it. So far, I'm absolutely loving this game because it is so different to everything else. It's not a tractor driving game. It's not that at all. It's about managing a farm. And in fact, although the graphics are actually alright, super high detail wouldn't even matter for this game because it isn't about that at all. It's like a top-down view. Here is our delivery of fertiliser again. We didn't have enough for this field here. That field does need to be fertilised, so that can be done at the beginning of the next episode. But please, everybody, if you can do, let me know what you think of the game and what you think of my video, and we'll see if we should do some more videos in the future. But I think I will actually be doing another video very soon. Even though this is the beta version and a demo, I think it's pretty good. So a big thank you to PlayWay for sending this to me, really do appreciate it. And thank you for watching. Until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.